В России не так уж плохо с английским, на самом деле. Я как раз готовлю учеников к ЕГЭ, поэтому обращайтесь. 8 900. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for coming. My name is Ivan, and I'm an English teacher and a comedian. And I'm here to do something that my English teacher was never ever able to do. Speak English. Because she was born in the USSR and there was some sort of a law. Less English, less traitors. Oh, it's not less traitors, it's fewer traitors. He knows grammar, kill him, that's how... it's true, like her English was so bad, we called her Tarzan because of her limited vocabulary, yeah. Svetlana, Ludmila, friends, she couldn't even make a sentence, right? That's how she would, I'm telling you, she would enter the class, she would run into the class, no explanation, every time, just words, just China, Chinese, Japan, Japanese, America, enemies. She didn't give a shit, right? But it's a joke, of course. Well, all of them are enemies. Chinese, Japanese. Russia has no friends. Do you watch the news? Right? But these are all stereotypes, right? We understand that. Back in Moscow, I have a lot of Americans who think they're my friends. And they're so stupid. And, but actually it's true. When my American friends come to Russia, the first thing they ask is, Ivan, why don't Russians smile? Why don't Russians smile? And I always answer, well, they're just not happy to see an American. When you leave, we have a party, you know. You are the problem. But actually there is a reason, a real reason why we don't smile, because we have what is called a coconut culture. Kokos. I mean not the coconut, but the object, right? So coconut culture, I mean, there are two types of culture. Peach culture, really easy to get in and smiley and happy, like, hello, please come here. But then to become a real friend, it's really difficult. Like, oh, horrible shoes, right? Like, I mean, so they despise you. Deep inside, they don't really like you. But Russian culture is completely different. We have this face that we're gonna kill you right now. But then you drink with us and we become your best friends. Like a Russian friend is like, you won't find a friend like a Russian. Like we will be like, you're my friend. You are my friend. I want to die for you. In 2 hours together, right? I want to die for you. And an Englishman, thank you very much, no need. No, I'll find a reason. You know, like, you can clap. That is so true. But this actually made my job hard as an English teacher, because I don't know whether you know it or not, but in English, there are some words where you need to smile when you say them. Like with the long sound E, you know, words like feel and see, which makes English a very, very strange language, because sometimes there are words with bad meanings, but you have to smile while you say them. Like imagine, like, oh, there is someone in my house. Who? Thieves. Why are you smiling? They're stealing. Oh my God, why are you so happy about it? Why? You're crazy. And I was trying, like you understand it, but sometimes I was trying to explain this to my student, and this girl, I was telling her, say feel and smile, cheese, say cheese and smile. You know what she did? She was like, okay, cheese. Don't do it. This is the scariest shit I've ever seen in my life. I mean, maybe that's why we don't smile. We just don't want to scare you guys, like foreigners, right? Because an American would be like, would you like some tea? Russian would be like, would you like tea? I poisoned it. I had very strange English teachers. Like at school, I had 3 English teachers, and all their names were Ludmila Andreevna. I don't understand why. All 3 ladies, all Ludmila Andreevnas. Plural form of Ludmila Andreevna. It's like English language is trying to protect itself, you know, from this phrase. I mean, look, guys, when I was a kid, I thought that Ludmila Andreevna is a default name for an English teacher. I thought that's how you learn the language. A1, A2, B1, B2. Ludmila Andreevna, that's a... Now I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, what are the odds of that being just random coincidence? Like, in Matishi, 3 teachers, all English teachers, all Ludmilas and all Andreevnas and all my teachers. I think that was once when that was a prank by one Andrei, right? One day he woke up, looked in the mirror. Bitches, I make English teachers, and now. But my English teachers at school, they just had fun. I think they just didn't do anything. You remember what they did in class. Those English teachers at school, right? An English teacher at school would come up to you, look you in the eye, and say, "Hey, what's your hobby?" Okay. And you're so nervous, you're panicking. People start thinking about their lives, not English language. They're like, I know how to play the piano, but do I like it? I don't know. People start it's not a class anymore. It's like a strange quiz. Find a hobby or lose self-respect. Mary, what do you like? "Oh, I like reading." And everyone is like, "Nope. You've never read a single book. Shut up." But the craziest thing that they explained was how to describe a person's face. Now, it was in Vereshchagina, in every year, same page, how to describe a person's face. What kind of KGB shit is that? Like, why do we need that? I never ever used this I never practiced hello, nose, eyes, curly hair, mouth. Like, an English person will be like, what are you doing? Shut up, I'm practicing my English. This is how they taught me at school. But I was thinking, can I really apply this knowledge? I think yes. If I go abroad and I get robbed and the policeman will ask, "What did the criminal look like?" I'll start crying. I've been waiting for this question all my life. He was blonde, he had blue eyes. I think I got robbed by Donald Trump. It was fantastic. Thank you very much. I studied English for about 20 years, right? 20 years of learning, studying. And then when I first came to Britain, came to the UK, I almost got a depression. Everyone spoke better than me. Everyone. Dogs, kids, homeless people. I was walking along and the homeless guy was asking for change, was begging. He was like, "Change please, sir, change please." What an accent. I'm like, oh my God. I tell my wife, "Look, his English is better than mine. And he's homeless here. And you tell me, let's move to England." His pronunciation is better than mine, and he has no teeth, right? And look how he says it there. This is perfect. He's perfect. But it was fun. It was fun traveling to the UK. You know what? They teach us how to pronounce things correctly, but then we go to their country, and fucking people don't care about the rules. Have you heard Scottish people? Holy shit, they are our English teacher kryptonite. I was on a train. I came to Edinburgh, and the doors open, and you can hear, "Welcome to Waverley." I almost closed the door. I'm like, fuck it. 20 years, I don't understand anything. I don't understand shit. Was it worth it? All the studying? So once we went to a strip club in Edinburgh because a friend of mine had a birthday and no imagination. So he invited us to a strip club. So we went there in Edinburgh to a Scottish strip club, right? And there was this lady, a Scottish stripper. She saw me, I saw her, she was naked, and she was coming up to me, right? She was like, and I was like, me? Oh, wow, naked women, oh. And I was like, oh, and she was like, yeah, and, and I'm like, and then she sat in my lap, and then she turned to me and she said, oi, pal, are you ready for a lap dance? I almost shit myself. I was not ready at all. I thought I would never have an erection again, and that was true for months. But the thing is, look, I was sitting there, I panicked so hard, all my life in front of my eyes. I was like, I remembered all my English classes. Do you know what I said? I said, you have eyes. Ludmila Andreevna was clapping, standing here like fucking, this is my boy! He learned it! He used it! Now, I really love English language, you know, because in English there are so many complicated ways with which you can speak about future actions. Like, in English you can make sentences like, by the time Mary comes home, Billy will have been eating cake for 5 hours. Like, how do you know? Not just listen. Not just will eat cake. Will have been eating cake. Like, how specific are you? I mean, in Russian you can't say that because we don't have future. Like, being optimistic in Russian is grammatically incorrect. Like, we don't make plans, we just, like, one man has a plan, we don't. Like, I think, like, the problem is that we don't really have present perfect, you know? We can solve all our problems with the present perfect. Because the present perfect, I'll explain it to you, the present perfect is an action in the past that has a result in present. In Russian, it's like, oh, what? Action has a result? Unbelievable. Because we don't have present perfect, but we have our own tense, corruption continuous. That's... But it's true, like, have you seen the video where Putin asks where are 1.6 billion rubles that he invested in the culture of Crimea? If you are here to hear some Putin jokes, I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of Putin jokes. Yeah, well, let me just say, I don't want to come back home in plastic bags, okay? That's... I like to keep my limbs to myself. Have you seen the video? No? You're not interested, like, okay, fine. But, like, watch it at home, it's fun. It's just so funny. Putin, there are 3 ministers, right? 3 ministers, 1, 2, 3, they're sitting here. And Putin is asking the first minister, where is my money? I mean, where is the money? Sorry, wrong. Sorry, wrong article. Okay, where is the money? And you know what the first minister did? He just pointed to the next one. Oh my God, you can do that? And the next one, like, and he pointed to the third one. And the third one is like, I don't know. And he pointed to the first one. That's the easiest job in the world. Like, I want to be a minister here. Now, the first minister, he didn't know what to do, so he panicked and he just said, we used it. That's it. And you know what he did? He did this with his hand. We used it and did this. Now, I like to think that this is the most expensive dance in the world now. 1.6 billion rubles. Just watch the video. He's like, wow, yeah. Wow. Oh, I paid 3 billion for this shit. Oh my God. This is much better. Yeah. This is not what they taught us. You know what? I will explain the grammar in a dance. I have another dance for you. All right. So this is how I explain grammar. It's not funny, but fuck it. Present, like perfect tense is like result. Like before and result. Right? Have done. Right? Continuous, so that I am doing. Now check this out, Have been doing. Oh my God, isn't it great? Fucking, right? Kids love this shit. I did Russian dances for 10 years when I was a kid, so I did Russian dances, Russian dances. this kind of shit, right? I couldn't dance at disco parties because the DJ would switch off the music just to hear how they were beating me up, because there's like, you can't seduce a girl with this, right? Because every dance has a meaning, right? Every dance has a meaning. Like salsa is passion, like tango is sadness. Russian dance is like, Marina, I'm drunk. But look at coordination, like, marry me, like that's. And Marina is like, go away, Alyosha. I was ashamed of this dance, I'm telling you, I was ashamed. But then I went to Britain. I went to a club and I saw how they were dancing. Oh my God, British people are so like reserved, so shy. They didn't know how to dance at all. Huh? They were like one muscle per song. I started dancing, I started doing all this kind of stuff. They looked at me like, wow, look at him, he's using 4 limbs. You sometimes talk to foreigners and you try to explain some Russian stuff to them, like what buckwheat is, like grechka, buckwheat. What is buckwheat? I was trying to explain it, like, so buckwheat is like, we'll try it. And he's like, what does it taste like? I'm like, tastes like buckwheat, like. And he tried it, and I asked him, and I'm like, what do you think? And he's like, you know what? Tastes like buckwheat. You're right. You're absolutely right. Now, I was trying to explain what compote, dried fruit compote, is to an Englishman, right? So I was explaining like, okay, so we've got fruit, right? We dry the fruit till there is no water, and you know what we do next? We add water. Yeah, tastes bad. We add sugar and drink this shit like that. Welcome to Russia, right? But another thing happened to me. I was at this sort of gym, right? And one trainer was talking to another one, and he said, now I have the whole hour of compote. I'm like, compote? The whole hour compote? A strange diet. He will be drinking compote the whole hour? And then I saw what he was doing later. He was doing some exercises, showing exercises to a swimming pool full of grannies and old. Oh my God, yeah, I know he's a piece of shit, right? He called them compote. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm also upset because it is a mistake, because in a true compote, the dried fruit are at the bottom. Now, that's what I wanted to say. But okay, but this is fine, but the most difficult thing for me was to explain what our mausoleum is. If you're not familiar with the concept. Okay, look, in the middle of our capital, we have a small house. It's very dark, and there is a dead guy inside. And people pay money to watch him being dead. This is a very Russian entertainment, by the way. Have you ever been to a mausoleum? Anyone? No? Yeah. It's very strange. It's very strange. We have mausoleum. You know what other country has mausoleum? North Korea. That's how you know you're wrong, right? If you do something and only North Korea copies it, think again. Right? Now, first time I went to the mausoleum was when I was 5, and my granny took me to mausoleum. We went downstairs, and she pointed at Lenin, and she said, "Lenin lived, Lenin lives, Lenin will live forever." And he was already dead. And from this, I can understand that we Russians, we have a superpower of completely ignoring reality. And she pointed at Lenin, and I was scared. I was 5, so I immediately started crying. Immediately. You know what she did to calm me down? She said, "Ivan, don't cry or you will wake up Lenin." Wow, thank you for PTSD, Granny. Once, as a prank joke, I even invited an American girl to a mausoleum. You know, I met her on Tinder in Moscow, and I invited her for the first date to a mausoleum. And she was like, "What?" And I'm like, "It's a Russian tradition. It's very nice. You, me, in the dark, very romantic. You know, like." What? And but believe it or not, it was a good date. Both of us enjoyed it. I mean, me and Lenin, because she didn't come. So. Now, the most difficult part of English language for us Russians, articles. So yeah, exactly. So articles, the and a, are very difficult for us. We don't know how to use them. And okay, I'll give you an example. I don't understand why. I've got a sentence, right? I've got a cat. I've got a cat, right? If I'm telling you about my cat. Why am I saying a cat? Some unknown cat. I know my cat, okay? But I can't say, I've got the cat. I sound like a criminal. I've got the cat, you've got the dog. Bring cocaine and start the party. You know, that's just... That's why we Russians play bad guys in the movies. We just don't know how to use articles. Hey, what's your name, mate? What's your name? The Boris. Oh shit. Run. So, yeah, but think about it, just think about it. Articles, like, I'm saying, I've got a cat because you don't know my cat. Like, every time I'm using a noun in English, I'm thinking about you, like, what is in your head? Do you know my cat? And if you do, why the f*** am I talking about it? Like, you already know about it. And I thought, can we just speak without articles? It will be so much easier. But I can't say I've got cat, because I've got cat will sound like I'm in a strange restaurant. We've got chicken, we've got fish, we've got cat. Thank you for flying North Korean Airlines. Please visit our mausoleum. It's much bigger than yours, right? And this is the shit I talk about, guys. This is the shit I talk about. Articles, sound E. I'm an English teacher. I don't have anything to tell people. Like, some people know biology, or some people know economics, right? And they tell other people about these subjects in English. I only know English. The only person I can teach is another English teacher. Like, this is like a disease, a linguistic disease that I spread. It's just so weird. And you know what? I always envy doctors, because doctors are always heroes. Because, oh, look, we're losing him. Well, we need a doctor. Doctor, help. And the doctor is running. He's saving the man. No, never, ever anyone yelled, oh, he doesn't know irregular verbs. English teacher. And I'm like, catch call, call by Bobogo, when God do the done. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. But once, I saved a man's life with the help of my language. It's true. Yeah, it's true. I saved a man's life just with my English, with my skill. Oh, so at that time, I was a student, and I was studying at Moscow State Linguistic University, the Department of Teaching, the teaching department. For those who don't know what teaching department looks like, 100 girls, me, and one lesbian. Now, I'm very tolerant. I loved her. She was fine. I mean, she was on the top. She was the boss there. She was the main. Okay, on the level of testosterone, it was the lesbian girl, 100 girls, then me. I was at the bottom. Guys, I was trying to hide, like, virgin forever, extra virgin, like olive oil. I was sitting there hiding, but teachers, they always gave me too much, attention, English teachers at our university, they were always like 100 girls, I'm sitting in the corner, and they're like, it's hot in here. Let's open the window. Oh, wait, we've got a man in the class. The lesbian girl stands up, opens the window. I know my place. One day, the door opens, a policeman comes in, and he says, we need a translator. Everyone looks at the lesbian girl, she points at me, I go translate. That's how it happens. So Dmitry and I are in the car, so he's driving, and I ask him what happened. But he said, we've got a black guy, and he steals mobile phones from Russian students, from Russian kids. And I thought, wow, mobile phones, exactly. Well done, you understand the vocabulary, but don't understand the rules. Now, so he steals mobile phones from Russian kids. Now, I thought, I'm gonna translate so well, he'll get 20 years in prison. I will try my best. Let's do it, Dmitry. We will teach them a lesson. And we went there, so we are at the police station. And then a huge black guy comes in. So he just enters. And I look at him, I'm like, Shaquille O'Neal, right? I thought that was Shaquille O'Neal. Like, literally, like, wow. And that man didn't have shoelaces. I don't know, shoelaces. He didn't have these on his shoes, right? Anyone knows why they take your shoelaces in prison? So they take your shoelaces so that you wouldn't hang yourself. But I thought they took his shoelaces so that he wouldn't play basketball. Like, I was stupid, right? I was stupid. And I looked, he has no shoelaces, and he's yelling at me, right? Saying some words, like screaming, and I needed to translate what he was saying. And I understood nothing. 15 years of studying language, nothing, right? And by the way, before that, I signed a special document. If I don't translate correctly, I go to jail. So he's screaming something. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Dmitry looks at me. He understands. He reads my face. He's like, you don't understand. But this guy keeps screaming at me. And he says, do you speak English? And I say, yes, I do. And he says, well, tell police, tell police, tell police. I said, tell the police. You can break all laws that you want, but not the rules of grammar. Not on my watch. Now, after that, I stopped him, I asked him questions, so he started speaking slower. And he told me the story, it doesn't matter. Okay, he was driving a car, two Russian kids were hitchhiking, right? And so he gave them a lift, and they didn't have any money. They promised him money, they didn't have any money. So the guy at the front seat, he was the cleverest kid the cleverer kid of the two, and so he decided to jump out of the f***ing car. Can you imagine that? He just jumped out of the car. The guy behind, he didn't know that was the plan. Right? So he just gave the mobile phone to the bad guy and jumped as well. Like the kids these days, right? While that was happening, the black guy didn't know what was going on. While that was happening, policemen were just following them, like in a movie, drinking coffee, eating donuts. They thought he robbed them. So he robbed them. But later, their parents, they apologized and they told the police, no, it was our kid's fault. We will punish them at home, don't worry, like this black guy, he's fine. But they still kept him because it was interesting. So while we were driving home, I was so happy because I remember that moment when I translated everything and they let the black guy go, and the black guy, he was crying, he was so happy that they let him go. He said, thank you, Ivan, thank you. It was the proudest moment of my life. I used my English language to save a man, and I was so proud. And I told Dmitry, we solved the case. Well done. Like, I felt I was the policeman. I felt so proud. And Dmitry, he was driving. He looked at me like, no, Ivan, for us, solving a case is putting a man in prison. You ruined everything, but don't worry, I stole his shoelaces. I know that a lot of you have studied English for a long time, but you're still shy sometimes. You don't want to speak to foreigners, right? Right? Did you ever do that, right? Some people know, but some people are very shy because you're like, oh, I'm a polyglot, but I can be silent in 3 languages, you know, like that's useless. If you know a lot of languages, speak, right? But some people are very shy. So I shouldn't say that as an English teacher, but get drunk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should come into the classroom and say, all right guys, your homework is 3 tequilas, bye, like that. But it's true, because when you are actually a little bit tipsy, you are not scared to talk, right? Now you're not scared of those foreigners. You see those foreigners, right? In the corner of a bar, and you tell your friends, guys, do you see those foreigners? I'm gonna come up to them, talk to them, and use the present perfect continuous. Like never use it. Does it work? And you come up to a foreigner, and it's like, he's there, and he's like, hi, excuse me, guys, do we need an article after have? When I go abroad, and when they ask me about anything when they ask me about Russia, I always tell one single story about a bear. Right? Now, before that, I want to ask you, anyone leads a healthy lifestyle? Healthy, like joggers, fitness, healthy lifestyle? Say, hey! Okay, all right. The rest, honest people. Okay. So, a friend of mine decided to lead a healthy lifestyle. He decided to start jogging in the morning. So he went out jogging in the morning, right? Jogging, running. So the first day he went out jogging in the forest, got attacked by a bear. You know what? I just love the way my country crushes dreams. I want to be healthy. You'll be dead, like immediately. Like just imagine, he just wanted to be healthy. A bear is attacking him. So the bear is running, trying to catch him. He decided to climb a tree because he lived in the city and he didn't know that bears are really fucking good at climbing trees. Oh my god. He looked down. He told me later, the bear looked happy. I was tired myself, man. Thank you very much. Now, he was sitting on the tree and he was looking at the bear. He was so scared he couldn't feel his legs. Can you imagine that? And at that moment, he thought, how could it possibly get worse, right? Now, in Russia, you must never ask this question, because our country is designed to answer it. At that moment, from a hole in a tree, he was attacked by a f***ing squirrel that started scratching his face. And like, was that the bear's plan? Like, oh, you think you will hide there? Oh, you don't know what's waiting for you there. The squirrel is crazy, right? So the squirrel started scratching his face. He didn't know what to do. You know what he did? He grabbed the squirrel and threw it at the bear. The bear ate the squirrel and he survived. How f***ing Russian is this story, huh? Who told you to do that when a bear attacks you? Right? What do they teach us at bear fighting class? It's a simple line just for a video, you know. We have a bear fighting class. Yeah, we know special moves. No, actually, but people generally know what to do when a bear attacks you, right? Some people say that you should play dead. You should pretend that you're dead. But I don't believe it, right? The bear can hear your heartbeat, right? His job is to eat idiots like you. And you think you finished drama school and you'll be like, oh, bear, look at me, I'm dying. Oh, you're so scared. Oh, heart attack. What do you expect from a bear? The bear will be like, bravo, bravo. Squirrel, do you see that? What a talent. Let's not eat him today. So I think after this story we'll have a new rule. When you're in Russia, always carry a small squirrel. You know those girls with small dogs? Russian tradition, right? So I think. So I'm going to tell you how I applied for a visa for the first time. They ask you so many questions, right? So many questions, you start reevaluating your whole life. How much do you earn? I'm like, okay, Britain, not much. This much. How much money do you spend? More than I earn. This is the British polite way of saying, maybe you should stay the f home. You know? I had to provide the information about my father, right? And I didn't have any information because I was raised by a single mom. Well, the story was he was a painter. He was the painter in the 90s. He made a painting of Lenin, and the government didn't like that, and they banned him. And he had to run away, so he had to flee from the country. So he had to go and live in Germany. Yeah, Lenin ruined my family. Yeah, Lenin ruined my family after he died. Lenin keeps shitting all over us. Let's bury him. I mean, he keeps doing evil, right? But to be fair, my father shouldn't have painted Lenin sucking his cock, okay? Yeah, that was a bit too much, I know, but it's art, you have to appreciate that. So anyway, I had no information about my dad. I just knew he left when I was a kid and he was somewhere abroad. And I didn't know, okay, I know his name, I know his surname, I know the date of birth. And then I thought, wait a second. I'll Google him. And I Googled him. And I found my dad. Through bureaucracy. The shittiest way of finding your relatives, right? The worst possible scenario is to find your father on a porn website, you know. Dad, is that you? Oh my God, you are so alive. But seriously, look at this. British visa application form, second page. I found my father. That was only page 2. What's on page 5? She's not your real mom. Yeah. Page 6. You're an alien, Ivan. Turned out I had a lot of brothers. I had 3 brothers. The first one is also Ivan. So his name is Ivan. He's a big, handsome guy. He's a fantastic photographer. Second brother is Maxim. He's amazing. He knows so many languages, so clever. He has amazing sense of humor. And the third one is Patrick. He is all right. Now, and there was also one sister somewhere. Now that's why I'm making this special. I'm just trying to reunite my family. Like, hey, if your father is a crazy painter who paints everyone sucking his cock, call me, right? It's like, maybe you're my sister. Maybe some of you are in the house, like you, yeah, Ivan, yeah, family, right? Every time I say that, I think maybe it's going to be a family reunion, but it was amazing. Like, by the way, the only funny fact I knew about my dad when I was a kid is that he saw me when I was 1 year old, and he took me, and I immediately pissed on his face. Right, that's the only fact. That's the only fact I knew, right? Now, it was funny when we first met. I thought it was a funny idea, right? It was a funny idea. After 24 years, right? To come up to him like, where did we stop? You know, just like, why didn't you call? Like, and piss on his face, right? Like, in our strange family, we have a strange tradition. You know? Every 24 years, I piss on my dad's face. Like, that's what we do. Don't judge. But I just want to share this with you. Some things that I said were actually true. So this, as you can understand, is the painting done by my dad, right? As you can see, nobody's sucking no one's cock. So why exile my dad, right? Why did they ban it? I don't know. So this is Lenin. This is Jesus Christ. This is my dad. Very self-important. This is I'm the boss, and over there. This is my typical dad. This is typical dad, right? So yeah. So if you so the only thing I want you to do is please go to after the show, go to his Instagram, Surikov Art, and smash him alike, okay? I know it doesn't matter to him, it doesn't matter, but it will matter for me, okay? Can you do that after? Because it means a lot to me, because right now, I'll be honest with you, he has more kids than he has fans. Alright? Now, but it was a turning point in my life. He gave me confidence to start my own family, right? So when my wife told me that she was pregnant, I was very happy. I immediately screamed, "See, I told you it was sex." Who's the virgin now? Yeah, I'm not gay, fantastic. So I couldn't imagine that I would find a woman who would want to have sex with Trotsky, right? Like, never thought about it, right, girls? But finally, but somehow. And recently, guys, I had a second child. Had sex twice. Amazing. But it's true, like a woman, by the way, a woman will never tell you that she's pregnant, just like, I'm pregnant. She will never tell it in your face. Women communicate with hints. And we men, we don't understand them, right? A woman will say, I will not drink wine today and for 9 more months. And the man is like, okay, I'll drink yours. We're idiots, right? We don't see the signs. Now, my wife told me that she was pregnant this way. Now, we have a cake which is called stripe, like a stripe cake, stripe, paloska, stripe, right? We have a cake stripe. She bought 2 cakes, okay? 2 stripes, all right? She put 2 stripes on a plate, and I looked at it and I said, oh, lunch! I'm a idiot. She said, no, 2 stripes. Look, 2 stripes. I'm like, yeah, sorry. 1 for you, 1 for me. Ivan, I'm pregnant. Can't you see 2 stripes? I'm pregnant. I'm like, all right, eat both. You need nutrition. Pregnant women are crazy. Why are you yelling at me? When they tell you how to raise your first kid, you believe anybody. You believe everyone. Like a doctor told me that to make my child sleep better, I need to put my thumb in his mouth. I mean, in the child's mouth, not the doctor's. Like the crazy doctor. I will stop screaming at your kid, but first let's play the game. You know, like no, it wasn't like that. No, but I don't really know how to like raise kids because I'm an English teacher. I don't have survival skills. He will come home. You know, my son will go. Dad, I've got a bleeding nose. I'm like, do you know how to say it in English? I'm useless. I'm useless. You know that. And we can't beat them, right? But I know what I will do, right? I know what I will do. If my kid misbehaves, I will look him in the eye and I'll say, if you keep doing that, I'll take you to Lenin. And I'll wake him up. If you keep misbehaving, I'll take you to the bear. And you'll have to climb a tree. And if you keep doing that, we'll go and see a Scottish stripper. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna raise my kid. You know what? My mom was beating me so hard, she sent me to karate. She got tired, like, let professionals do the job, you know? So I went to karate classes. And there were 50 karatists. 50 karate, and 1 black belt trainer, very massive guy, karate. And he was showing how to attack. And this is how you should do it. Hoo ha. So karate was hoo ha. Hoo. And we were 50 kids. We were repeating like, okay, hoo ha. Oh, why aren't we protecting our balls? I don't know. Like, this is not important. Like, what the fuck for girls is that? Okay, but you need to this and that. So, and we were doing that, and I was very young, and I didn't listen well, and I was really trying hard. I was screaming, ooh ha, and the trainer, he saw me, and he was like, wow, look at this crazy guy. Everybody, stop what you're doing. Look at this shit. Holy shit. Hey, son, come up to me. Come here. And he put me in front of 50 karatists. 50 karates. And he put me here. And he said, come on, show them what you did. And there were 50 karates. And I panicked. I was so scared. I completely forgot about my arms. So I just stood and like, hoo-ha! And they all started laughing so hard. They were rolling on the floor. They were all on the floor. And I'm standing there, I'm like, I don't need karate. I put all the karates on the floor without even using my hand. And I think the idea is that humor is a very powerful thing. And thank you very much for coming to the concert and supporting it. Thank you very much, guys. That's been me. Goodbye.